And then from Aberdeen, we moved to Malta, Montana. And when we moved up there, my father became a field man for the Utah-Idaho Sugar Company, and he would inspect the beet fields. And when we lived in Montana, people wouldn't let us play with their kids because they was afraid that my father was going to take their wives, their mothers, and for his wives, because they believed the Mormons had more than one wife. And then I remember that one little girl came up to me and she pushed my hair. I had bangs, and she pushed my hair back. She said, "Where's your horns?" And I said, "What horns?" And she said, "All the Mormons has horns. Where's yours?" I said, I don't even know. I don't think we got any horns at our house. And she said, "They're on your head." I said, "Not on my head, there's no horns." But for a long time, we couldn't play with the kids because we were Mormons. There was while we were living in Malta, there was a lady that lived next door to us, and they were Catholics. They had a 2-story house, and my sister and I would, in the summertime, go around the side of the house, and she opened her bedroom window, and she would recite her catechism. Well, we didn't know what she was saying, so we'd go, and every time she'd go up to the note, her voice, we'd do it. Well, finally, my mother came around the corner of the house, and she said, "May I ask what you're doing?" And I said, "Yeah, we're learning catechism." And she said, "Well, I think you better come with me." So she put me in one corner and Inez in the other. And we had to sit on chairs facing the wall. And when we got to giggling, we had to sit there for 1 hour, and if we got to giggling and laughing, we sat there for 2 hours. So we quit mocking our friend when she did catechism. So we knew we'd get punished for it. Also, while we were in Malta, we used to our Christmases. I'm going to tell you about our Christmases when I was little too, while I was in Malta. To decorate our Christmas trees wasn't anything like we do nowadays. We had candles that we put on. Now the candles were candle holders, and they were pink and green and red and white. Then we would make chains out of cranberries and popcorn. Excuse me, I think the popcorn in those days popped better than it did now. Because Mother would sharpen or get a real sharp darning needle, and then she'd wax the thread. And after she got it threaded through the needle, and then we would string, we'd put a red cranberry and then a popcorn. So we had the red and white chains to put on the popcorn on the tree. We also made chains out of green paper and red paper, construction paper. And we made the plain green, then we made the plain red, and then we combined them together. Our tree looked beautiful when we had lighted it. It was lit on Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day. And I've often wondered since then how come we never had a fire, but for some unearthly reason we never did, because the candles was put out on the very edge of the lamps. And after the candles was lit and we had blown them all out, my father would take a washcloth, wet washcloth, and go around and squeeze each of the wicks to make sure that there was no life in them and anything. Also, when we were in Malta, we lived in a white house that had a big long front porch, and there was an archway, and Mother put a blanket up over the archway, and she held Inez on her lap, and there was a friend called Marion Farmo, which she's Walt Farmo, my brother-in-law's sister, and Marion and I sat on chairs, and it was Christmas Eve. We heard the sleigh bells, and heard the front door open, and heard somebody walking around on the inside and the front room, and heard some more bells jingling, and then heard the door close, and Mother said, I think now we can go in and see. She said, I think old Santa Claus has come. And Inez wouldn't get off her lap. But boy, Marion and I, we went under that curtain and her blanket in a quick hurry. And lo and behold, there was toys and gifts under the tree. Now Inez and I, when I called her, she couldn't remember what we got. But we were very envious of Marion because she got a little iron, a little flat iron that had a handle on it. And oh, we both wanted her flat iron. And I told Inez, I said, that's the reason why you and I couldn't remember, because we wanted to covet somebody else's. And she said, you're sure right, Ruth. But that's what we did in Malta. My folks used to have a great big wooden gate there. And Inez and I'd get on that gate, and it was made so it would swing back so that when they could drive into the place. And my dad had told me many a times not to swing on that gate, that it would not do it any good. And Inez and I'd get on it, and then I was always the one, she'd get on it first, and I was always the one that had to run and jump on it after I'd unlock the gate so I could get a swing to go back. After a few times of that, my father began to realize what we was doing, and that would come to a screeching halt. Also in Malta, we used to go to the Chautauquas, and you probably wouldn't know what it was, so I'm going to tell you. That was where people came and put on shows for us. And it was, they put on, it wasn't like a circus, but yet they just put on all kinds of shows and did all different things and that. And that was what they was called, was the Chautauquas. I never ever saw them again after I left Montana. But I think up there, I don't know why, but they just did it up there, and we always enjoyed. We got to go see the Chautauquas, and that's what they were called. And also up in Montana, my brother Max was in a play, and he had a beautiful voice, and he had the leading part. And we would listen to him at night. We had our heating up there was with wood burning stoves. And as he would go out at night to get the wood and the killer and put up the fire in the morning, and the coal, while he would sing, and all the neighbors around would make a comment on what a beautiful voice Max had. Also there, on Christmas night, we got to open on Christmas Eve, we got to open one gift, and then we had to go to bed. And Inez and I would wake up about 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and we'd holler, can we get up yet? And Dad and Mother would say, no, not yet. It's not time to get up. Go to sleep for a while. About 3 or 4 minutes later, can we get up yet? And finally Mother said, Daddy will get up and make a fire and get the house warm, and then you can get up and get dressed and then see what you got for Christmas. Well, our floors those days were linoleum floors. There was no carpeting on the floors. So Dad would get up and make the fire. Inez and I'd hurry and get dressed and run out and look under the tree. But before we could open anything, we had to have breakfast and have a family prayer. And I think the family prayer come first, because I remember one time I didn't think my father was ever going to quit praying. It seemed like it was so long to me. And then we would have our breakfast, do our dishes,